Hello and welcome to Sports. I'm Megha and joining me in the studio is an eminent sports journalist, Mr. H.S. Bedi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Our next half an hour we devote to bringing you sporting stories from across the globe, but first up are the headlines. In US Open, Mirza crashes out in mixed doubles, but hope rests in women's doubles. Rafael Nadal crashes out, defending champion Novak Djokovic advances to quarterfinal in US Open. In FIFA World Cup European qualification, England scored last-minute winner against Slovakia. And Siki Reddy and Pranav Jerry Chopra win Brazilian Badminton Grand Prix title. And now the news in detail. In US Open mixed doubles encounter, top seed Sania Mirza and her partner Ivan Dodic crashed out in the second round against the pair of Barbora Krejcikova and Marin Draganza 6-3, 6-4. Later tonight, Mirza will partner Barbora Strykova for women's doubles round 3 encounter. Other Indian interest in the US Open mixed doubles will be quarterfinal encounter of Rohan Bopanna and partner Gabriela Dabrowski against the pair of German Anne Lena and Colombian Robert Farah. Rusty display by Mirza and Dodic and hence the result?
See, now let's discuss one thing. Is it very important for us to stick to mixed doubles and doubles, or forget about singles? And how much importance is given to these games or these matches?
Such tournaments.
What we have seen in Olympics also, that we stuck on the doubles and got nothing. We never bothered about qualifying or attempting for the singles. Not that we got, but there was no concrete effort made for singles. Whatever, we were stuck to men's doubles and mixed doubles, thinking we'll win. Nothing happened like that. And surprisingly or unfortunately, or whatever you may call it, our players are not playing together here. The same pair who were battling it out in Rio, that will play with whom, Bopanna will play with Sania Mirza, Sania will play with Bopanna, nobody will play with Pace, and Pace will play with nobody. But here, if you are battling it out there for medal, for respect, why don't you play here together? Results are going to be same in any case, whether you play with this player or that player. If result is going to be same, at least you play together. Now, if Bopanna and Pace had played here together, at least they would have got a practice for the match against Spain, which they are going to play here on 18th or 19th here in Delhi. That is a very crucial match. But they refuse to play in doubles in US Open. Same way as Sania and Bopanna should have played in mixed doubles. The result would have been same in any case. So overall, our emphasis on doubles, whether it be mixed doubles or women doubles, is a detrimental to tennis. This I have come to the conclusion after seeing what happened in Rio or what happened in London. And 4 years, I'm very happy because the Indians are playing in US Open. Otherwise, I don't think in the scheme of things of spectators or in the organizers or the players, they figure anyway. So at the moment now, Sania Mirza is surviving in doubles. Let's see how far she will go. And as far as mixed doubles is concerned, Rohan Bopanna, our only interest is how far these Indians will go. But otherwise, I don't think the US Open has any interest in these matches. We have, because we are Indians.
Saket Maineni probably was a silver lining here.
Silver lining, he's a silver lining provided he sustains that form which he showed in US Open. Now, one match, a lot of hopes, and lot of hopes means lot of pressure. He was able to perform well in US Open because he qualified and there is no pressure on him. Now, after playing 5-setter and giving a brilliant display, no doubt about it, against number 48. Now, will he be able to repeat it here? If he repeats it here, then we'll say that we have found a singles player. Remember one thing, we found Somdev Devarman, and who was among first 50 once upon a time. And suddenly he got injured, and after that nobody has heard about him. In the sense that he is nowhere. But injury cannot be an excuse. You have seen Rafael Nadal. We have seen so many, everybody suffers injury because this is how it is. Djokovic is there. Venus Williams is there, Serena Williams is there, Sharapova is there, you name everybody, Federer is there, everybody has gone through this trauma of facing injury because you play too much and body cannot take as much pressure, load as you are giving him. But you be prepared with that. What happened to Somdev Devarman? Despite getting all the best treatment, he's nowhere. Because once you lose you are out of the radar, Indians are not willing to fight back. So I think, as you have mentioned, I hope he will continue the same form which he has shown in US Open and will be our hope. But let's not put much pressure on him. I would have loved to see Bopanna and Pace playing here in US Open. That would have given them a good practice for match against Spain.
Certainly. Moving on, in US Open tennis, Lucas Pouille caused an upset by beating Rafael Nadal in 5 sets to advance to quarterfinals. Defending champion Novak Djokovic eased to the last 8 rather. In the women's draw, Angelique Kerber can still finish the season as world number 1 after beating Petra Kvitova, while Caroline Wozniacki won to make the quarterfinals for the 3rd time in her career.
Frenchman Lucas Pouille created an upset when defeating 14-time Grand Slam singles champion Rafa Nadal in an epic 5-setter 6-1, 2-6, 6-4, 3-6, 7-6. The match lasted a marathon 4 hours. Meanwhile, top seed Novak Djokovic, staffed for competitive action, feasted against unseeded Briton Kyle Edmund, gobbling up a large serving of points in a 6-2, 6-1, 6-4 romp, moving into the quarterfinals. Earlier, Djokovic had a second-round walkover as a Czech Jiří Veselý withdrew due to injury and was leading 4-2 in his third-round match when Russian Mikhail Yuzny retired with a leg ailment, making it 6 days since his last full match. Djokovic's victory will take him into the quarter-final match against 9-seeded Frenchman Jo-Wilfried Tsonga. In the women's draw, Angelique Kerber won a battle of Grand Slam champions when the second seed powered her way into the quarterfinals with a 6-3, 7-5 win over Petra Kvitova. By reaching the last 8, Kerber has put herself in position to end Serena Williams' long reign as world number 1.
2 sets to love, 6-3, 7-5.
Instead of lamenting over Nadal's valiant loss, it would be apt to celebrate the talent and grit of the future of men's tennis.
Definitely, but this always happens. When Federer loses, you always lament his loss rather than the victory of others. This happens because you have seen Nadal, 14-time winner, twice winner there.
Yeah.
You know why people are lamenting here, Rega, is that fellow has come with after his injury.
Yeah.
He had to opt out from midway through
French Open and then Wimbledon
and withdrew from
altogether.
Wimbledon. And here came, he played 5-setter, great 5-setter. And it was good luck for that young man. And that Frenchman also proved that he reached the quarterfinal in Wimbledon. That was a fluke, the way he played. This is how it is nowadays. Nobody, Djokovic is exception, can take his place for granted.
Yeah.
And that is what the lesson our players should know, that they can beat anybody.
Yeah. And
that
can
should
Djokovic
be
do
a
that
lesson
now?
for Saket, Mane and anybody. We should not get overawed. The problem is we get overawed and say, look here, we played against number 48. So what? You have to play in US Open or Wimbledon or in Olympics or in French Open. You have to play top players. So don't get overawed. These players don't get overawed. They either lose or they win. And this Frenchman, I can't even pronounce his name properly, Lucas Pouille. He battled it out. He won first set, 6-1, lost second, 2-6, then won 6-4, lost 3-6. And till then, he said, till the match is over, nothing is over. Last ball. And even Nadal paid him a compliment that he's the best, bright young man. He's a worthy opponent. But overall, whatever we have seen recent times, the youngsters are coming. And then we also have that these youngsters are getting same training or same amount of practice which our boys are getting. So our boys cannot complain of lack of training or lack of exposure. So everybody is on the level playing field, barring these Nadal and Djokovic and other things. But having said that, now the field is open for Djokovic. Whether he will be able to win or retain the title remains to be seen, because a lot of upsets keep on happening. So one cannot take it because Nadal is not there, Federer is already out. So Murray is from the side. He's likely to see through. His next match he has to play. Djokovic has to play Tsonga. One doesn't know what will happen to him. Tsonga is also a former winner. So Djokovic was lucky. 2 players, one got injured, he didn't play. Second was also injured. He also left the match. And third, he won this 6-2, 6-1, 6-4 against the Englishman. But overall, the tournament is getting exciting and interesting. We have to see, look at women's action also, what Serena Williams does.
Tournament is wide open, at least in the men's section. Moving on to cricket now. In the fifth and final ODI between host England and touring Pakistan, England suffered first loss in 5-match series. Pakistan registered a consolation win to make it 1-4 in the series. England, batting first, set Pakistan 302 runs to win the match, which Pakistan won comfortably by 4 wickets and 10 balls. Pakistan scored 304 for the loss of 6 wickets. Keeper Sarfaraz Ahmed top scored 90 runs for Pakistan and was adjudged player of the match. Shoaib Malik added 77 runs. Earlier, England compiled a total of 302 for 9 in their allotted 50 overs. Ben Stokes top scored for England 75 runs with 5 boundaries and 3 sixes. Silver lining for Pakistan in the ODIs, but the emphasis now is to actually gain ranking points to automatically qualify for the World Cups.
No, I think that is a long way, and this is not a silver lining. After 4 nil
at least
racing,
one
once you avoided whitewash, but at one stage, see again, you cannot write off a match till you see the whole
Final
match.
ball.
See, if you had made anybody expert when Pakistan was 77 for 3, you would have said, look,
The match is over.
So sometimes you put this midway through experts have a problem and they have an egg on their face. Sometimes they commit too fast, too early. Look here, this is going to happen. This doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Your match, like Nadal said and Paul said, that match went on till the end. So you cannot say a match is over till it is over. Same thing happened this fifth match.
Can't be soothsayer.
Pakistani fought well. You cannot say that England were complacent because they wanted to have a whitewash. They wanted to score 5-0 win after so many years. That was not to be. And now Pakistan at the moment is struggling the ranking of one, though they are top in the test ranking. They are struggling 9. But how much it will make, because they are long way to go for qualifying for the World Cup. And in any case, remember one thing, if you do not have Pakistan and India in World Cup, there is no World Cup. So the problem in cricket is not of this. You may decide the first 6 team will be selected of 8. Without India and Pakistan, there is no World Cup.
Yeah.
They also know it. Pakistanis and Indians, in heart of heart, they also know it. But everybody wants to win. So nobody wants to be ranked 9th or 10th. Pakistan is a big cricket nation, no doubt about that. But at the moment, as far as ODI is concerned or T20, they are struggling. But test team, they have proved that they are a force to reckon with.
Second win in ODIs this year doesn't certainly suit their reputation. On to domestic cricket now. On day 2 of the Duleep Trophy match being played between India Blue and India Green at Greater Noida, India Blue resumed at 336 for 2. The Blues' nightmare for India Green as Greens have run out of ideas how to strike wickets. India Blue are on course to 600 run mark. On day 1, Mayank Agarwal was centurion and Chiteshwar Pujara scored second century for India Blue. He went on to score 166 runs with 24 boundaries before being bowled by Shreyas Gopal. India Blue went past 600 run mark in the 159th over. When the last report came in, India Blue had scored mammoth 701 for 8.
चलिए एक और बड़ा शॉट 4 रनों के लिए.
Shifting attention to football, in FIFA World Cup qualifying European region Group F encounter, Slovakia hosted England. After lackluster first half and Slovakian Skirtle having been caught red-carded in 57th minute, England increased rate in the opposition half but without anything in terms of goals. At the very last moment in the match during stoppage time, Adam Lallana scored the winner for England, which was the only goal scored in the match. In other Group F match, Scotland thrashed Malta 5-1. Snodgrass scored hat-trick for Scotland. In Group C, Germany thrashed Norway 3-0. Big Sam certainly has Lallana to thank for to gloss what was a tidy, not really a good display by him.
This one thing is there, he may thank and he may gloss over. The question is that EPL is the most expensive now after this recent transfer. EPL is the most expensive league. Money is there, infrastructure is there, crowd is there. England is not able to get a team which can be a title contender. Now here they won the last stoppage time, injury time, whatever they say, and that minute they goal and they got the full number, and they are lucky that they away match they won, and at home they maybe have right easy, but this was a very tough opponent, and England were dreading playing against them away. So again in this group also England is to pitted against Scotland, and Scotland is, though they thrashed Malta, Scotland is very tough side. So what I am trying to say is, here at the moment England is never been able to qualify easily. They have already struggled, whether it is Euro Cup, whether it is Euro Cup qualifying, whether it's World Cup qualifying, and while playing in World Cup and Euro Cup. So, despite the money, this thing proves that money cannot buy everything. The lavishness, the exuberance, and the flamboyance of EPL is good when the clubs are playing, but when countries playing, the same players who are part of this carnival, you can call it carnival, where billions of dollars have been spent, they are not able to produce the same form. And this, I think, happens with every team. When club cricket, club football is totally different than team football. When team is not made of all the greats, where the clubs are made of greats, like you see in Barcelona or Madrid or Chester, Man U or Chelsea, they have top players of world collective there and they give their best because the money is there. But here, when you are playing for a country, you are not having all the best players. So suddenly question is asked, what is the use of EPL or such leagues where millions of dollars are being spent, but they are not able to produce a team for the country. So what happens in England is a reminder that despite all the leagues and everything, you have to have a system where you can produce a team for the country.
Coming back to the qualifiers, in a group devoid of heavyweights, probably this was England's sternest test.
No, against Scotland also. Remember, this was their sternest in the sense that they were playing against. There are two tough teams are there, but you are right. Compared to on the ranking wise, Slovakia is ahead of Scotland, but Scotland is a very tough side. And even in Malta, you have seen in Euro Cup, England struggled to. England could not beat Ireland. So forget about. We assume that other teams are very weak, but it's very difficult. You are right when you say that strength as test. But the way England is playing, way has been playing all through. Whenever they qualify, they have always met with stiff resistance. They have never had an easy. Yes, only last time when they qualified the Euro, it was slightly easier that they went through without any hitch. And what happened then in Euro Cup, we saw what disaster hit them. So here, at the moment, they have crossed the first hurdle, Slovakia away match. But what happens when they play at home and what happens when they face Scotland remains to be seen.
The ploy to have Rooney as an attacking midfielder probably deserves reconsideration.
You can't. Rooney is now on the verge of creating a history to have played maximum number of matches for England and all that. But one player cannot make a team. Remember this thing. If that is a problem with Brazil, they have only Neymar. With Argentina, they have only Messi. The problem is, and they are blown out of proportion. Remember, they are good players, but they hit the headlines when they play for the clubs. And the clubs, they are supported by other biggies. If Neymar is there, or if Suarez is there, or if Ronaldo is there, they are all backed up by other players. Messi has to have a Suarez with him. So all these players are backed by each great other players. But when they play for the team, for country, they feel lonely. They are not having that support which suppose Rooney has in Manchester United. When he plays in England side, he does not have those forwards to back him up, which he has in Manchester United. Same is with Neymar when he plays for Real Madrid or Barcelona. So this is a problem with these great players or other players who have shot into fame face when they play for their country.
Certainly. On to domestic football now. In Durand Cup, 3 matches are being played. 2 matches in Pool A and 1 match in Group B. In Pool A match between Shivajians and Army Green, Shivajians won the match 2-1. Shivajians top Pool A with 10 points from 5 matches. Army Green is third in pool standing. In a Group B match, Aizawl FC defeated Army Red 1-0. Aizawl tops Pool B with 9 points from 4 matches. In a late start Group A encounter, Gangtok Himalayan is playing with the Indian Navy. Shivajian's dream debut run continues.
See, Megha, before talk about debuts and all that, this tournament with about whom we are going to discuss is the third oldest tournament.
In Asia.
Third, in the world, not Asia.
Asia oldest and
used to
third
thought,
oldest in the world.
we used to think that it is the second world, no, it is third oldest tournament in the world. And the oldest in India, obviously.
Asia.
And here is the position that nobody has covered the matches in newspaper. You have a transfer, one page full, every paper carrying how much money some player getting. You have a half a page, what is happening in Manchester United to Chelsea and to Everton and others. But you have half another page about the World Cup qualifiers. But about the world third oldest tournament, there is hardly anything. And what we are going to be struggling when the tournament started and who are the teams playing. This tournament used to be a big event in a capital. It's a huge event. And remember one thing, its tickets were most sought after, especially quarterfinal onward. And when East Bengal, your Mohun Bagan or Mamla Supporters used to play, the stadium is packed. Not only this team. Then you used to have Punjab State Electricity Board, Mahindras, Leader Club, or after that, so many other Punjab teams. So now that thing has gone, but still I hope the organizers will think twice and revamp this tournament. This tournament deserves better treatment. It's the oldest tournament. We should respect the institution. Why football or other sports are popular abroad? They have respected the institution. Now you always say FA Cup. They will tell you this is 200-year-old or 180-year-old. They tell you the whole history. FA Club, they will tell you the whole history. Here is a tournament. We should be proud of that tournament. That it is running continuously. It is run by the Services Control Board and it is run by Army and it has a long heritage. It is a legacy. We should preserve it. So coming to think of this tournament, it is mostly I think Army team is there. So at the moment, we are not in a position to explain which team is going to move up and down. So till these things clear up, the league pool matches are over, we'll come to know who are in the knockout stages.
Probably that's what lends excitement to this tournament. Moving on, in the 6th Asian Championship at Taiwan, Indian Wushu team won 4 silver and 5 bronze medals. Pars Cup gold medalist El Buddha Chandra Singh lost gold medal bout against Van Bao of Vietnam in 56 kg category. Praveen Kumar lost the 48 kg finals to Min Duk Woo. K. Anupama Devi lost 90 kg and Rajinder Singh lost in the 60 kg. They all won silver medals. The bronze medal winners are Y. Santoy Devi, Pooja Kadian, Vishakha Malik and Rajani Deuri. On to badminton, Indian mixed doubles pair of Sikki Reddy and Pranav Jerry Chopra clinched their maiden badminton Grand Prix title, bagging the Brazil Open. Reddy Chopra duo defeated Canadian pair of Toby Ng and Rachel Honderich 21-15, 21-16 in the finals. The match lasted 37 minutes. Sikki has been a part of the bronze medal winning Indian team at the 2014 and 2016 Yuba Cup. Has so far played with 6 mixed doubles partners including V. Diju, Alvin Francis, Tarun Kona, Manu Atri and K. Nandagopal. 23-year-old Sikki won as many as 5 international challengers titles last year, which includes 2 mixed doubles and 3 women's doubles crowns. Dominant show not just in the match but in the tournament as well.
Oh, good. They are badminton.
Did not
we are
drop a
doing
set.
well. There is no doubt about it. Not that because PV Sindhu won a silver, we have been doing well.
Okay.
And remember, lot of talk about PV Sindhu. People tend to forget that she's 2-time world championship bronze
medalist.
And Saina Nehwal, other people are doing. And these youngsters are now doing well. Sikki Reddy and Pranav Chopra. But I am very interested that they have gone and won in Brazil because there is hardly any badminton in Brazil because Brazilians are very
football focused.
Not only football, volleyball and car racing.
Sport.
They know what they are doing. They do not spread their thing thin like we do. We play every game on the earth and everywhere we want to go. Brazilians are very clear. Every country is very clear which game to play. But not to take away the credit here. The Sikki Reddy and Pranav went all the way to Brazil and win it. It's a good thing for us, and we have now. We can we can say with some credit that we have a good bench strength as far as badminton is concerned. Earlier, we used to hardly have any player, or 1 or 2 players used to go score, win 2 or 3 matches and come back. But we started winning, and this is a very good thing. And after being having raised the bar, everybody expects a badminton player or tennis player or to start winning. It's a good thing. I hope they will continue winning.
A certain sign of growth of badminton in the country. Moving on, Spaniard Maverick Vinales won first MotoGP victory for Suzuki at Silverstone Race Circuit in UK. Britain's Carl Crutchlow stood second and Italian Valentino Rossi completed top 3 on the podium. Championship leader Marc Marquez finished 4th. In the Moto2 race, Thomas Luthi won the race. South African Brad Binder was victorious in Moto3 and looks on course to win the overall title.
Spaniard Maverick Vinales rode to his first MotoGP victory for Suzuki at Silverstone on Sunday, with Britain's Carl Crutchlow second in his home race after starting on pole. Valentino Rossi, riding for Yamaha, completed the podium. Championship leader Marc Marquez finished 4th, while Yamaha's reigning champion Jorge Lorenzo was 8th. Marquez now leads Rossi in the championship by 50 points after 12 of 18 races. Vinales was the 7th different winner so far this season, his success following Crutchlow's first win for the non-works of LCR Honda team in the Czech Republic last month. The victory was also Suzuki's first in the top category since 2007, when Australian Chris Vermeulen won in the wet at the Le Mans circuit in France. In the Moto2, Thomas Luthi won after some late race drama where Gresini rider Sam Lowes was hit by Johan Zarco and went sliding off the track. South African Brad Binder was victorious in Moto3 and looks on course to win the overall title. His closest rival, George Navarro, now finds himself 86 points behind Binder after crashing out of the race with just 2 laps left to go.
Chris Froome's hope of winning both Tour de France and Tour of Spain in the same year was further dented as he ended stage 15 with a dismal timing. He finished 2 minutes 40 seconds adrift of winner Brambilla. Colombian Nairo Quintana tightened his grip on the red jersey by coming second in stage 15 and 3 seconds behind Brambilla, stretching his lead over Froome in the general classification from 54 seconds to 3 minutes 37 seconds. Monday's stage 15 is a 156-kilometer ride from Alcañiz to Pensacola ahead of the second and final rest day. The tour ends on September 11th in Madrid.
Chris Froome's hopes of becoming the first rider in 38 years to win the Tour de France and Tour of Spain in the same year were hit by a terrible display in stage 15 on Sunday when he finished 2 minutes 40 seconds adrift of winner Gianluca Brambilla. Colombian Nairo Quintana tightened his grip on the red jersey by coming second, 3 seconds behind Brambilla, stretching his lead over Froome in the general classification from 54 seconds to 3 minutes 37 seconds. Colombian Johan Esteban Chaves remains third, a further 20 seconds behind Froome, having finished the stage 47 seconds ahead of Froome after riding most of the stage with the Briton. Quintana and Froome had completed the last 2 stages together, but it quickly became clear that Sunday's race from Sabinanigo to Salent de Gallego would be different.
Analyzing the stories for us was Mr. H.S. Bedi. Thanks a lot, sir, for your company in discussion.
Thank you.
Before we call this bulletin a wrap, let's have a quick relook at the headlines. In US Open, Mirza crashes out in mixed doubles, but hope rests in women's doubles. Rafael Nadal crashes out. Defending champion Novak Djokovic advances to quarterfinal in US Open. In FIFA World Cup European qualification, England score last-minute winner against Slovakia. And Siki Reddy and Pranav Jerry Chopra win Brazilian badminton Grand Prix title. For more sports updates, you can follow us across our social media platforms on facebook.com/doordarshansports and twitter.com/DD Sports channel. Your comments and suggestions are welcome at sportsa4@gmail.com. That's all we have for you in the English edition of Sportsa. The Hindi bulletin is up next. Thanks a lot for joining.